And a very happy new year to everyone. SBP Live is in full effect. As always, I'm your boy Prime Source. Happy New Year, bro. What's good?
Happy New Year, Prime. It's the first day of the first month of 2023. My man Lonnie B said it's the Jordan year, so I don't know what that means, but we here.
Well, I guess it's gonna be the GOAT year, I guess. Hopefully it's good things. Y'all know that I am not a big Jordan fan, but if it means greatness, I will take it. I will definitely take it. I need
Right.
6 rings in 23, bro.
You need all your teams to win in 2023. That's what it is.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. But I mean,
Yeah,
but that
fair.
would be hey, if I can get even half of that, I would be good. You feel me?
Happy New Year, JB.
No doubt. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year, everybody that's out there. My guys, AB, what you doing, my brother?
Ron Lee, what you doing, man? Chilling? I know you chilling. Waiting for the season, waiting for the flag season to start back up. I hear you.
Waiting
Shout
for it
out
to
to
get back.
Bruce. Bruce, I saw Bruce yesterday. What's up, Bruce?
Shout out to everybody with a hangover this morning. Big hangover,
Man,
little hangover.
you would have thought that I had drank a lot last night.
Must have been buzzing a little bit, man. Like I know I had a few things, man. Even though I said I wasn't going to drink as much. That was certainly was not the case last night. I put it in. How much you had to drink?
Uh, I drank I had a mixed joint and 2 glasses of champagne.
Mm. I think this is maybe the first year that did I do it last year? That I didn't do champagne. I think I don't think I did champagne like last couple of years. It's really that hen and that cold beer, bro.
Fair enough.
Enough. So, but it's all good, man. It's all good. We carried on the normal tradition here at the household of watching my favorite low budget flick, Have Plenty.
Oh,
Um,
word?
yeah, that's been tradition for years. We do that every New Year's Eve. So got that in over some food and some drinks, and then flip the channel and watch a little New Edition and some of these folks with Ryan Seacrest, and just did it in, and I got my button to beat.
Bro, where was New Edition? Because we couldn't find them. Well, we never found them.
They won the Ryan Seacrest, Big Clock joint. They
Yeah, I missed them.
came. I'm trying to think. If I had to guess, it was somewhere between 11 and 11:30. Because I remember right when the joint tipped off, when New Year's hit, they ended up back over there with one of their hosts or whatever,
Hmm.
counting it down. So yeah, I would tell you, I might guess it was somewhere between 11 and 11:30.
Word. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
definitely
they,
missed that. I saw a lot of. I saw Richard Marks and Kenny Loggins. I was like,
Mhm.
where the black people at? Where the black people at?
I was wondering was they going to save New Edition for after or how they were going to do it, but it looks what they did. They saved. They went hard with Duran, so they took it back
Yeah.
into the '80s, Simon Le Bon and all of. But it's very entertaining, man. Like I said, I had TV on several computers. You keep the sound down until you see somebody you might want to hear. Then you turn it up, might pause whatever you watching, and I ain't even gonna front, man. I mean, I don't care how y'all look at me. I even was checking out the country joint, man. I was,
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, it was entertaining, man, on all the stations.
Well, shout out to my daughter Kelsey. She was manning the remotes. We had 2 TVs in the room. She was
Like a
going back and
pro.
forth. Had the volume down here. Then she switch it when some more entertaining came up. So she was in control of the TV last night.
Yeah, man, I miss the days of 106 in Park or 106 in Party, I should say. I don't know if I would want to listen to it now unless they're gonna bring back some of the older artists, but watch it.
Right.
Back in the day, that joint used to be fire. That used to be fire. Many kids used to watch that all the time. But a very good morning, everybody. Just jumping on. Happy New Year once again. We got a few things we are going to discuss, and looks like but everything is football related. And we're actually going to pick in strong 8 games today. But before we actually get into the NFL, I know a lot of people were watching the bowl games yesterday. I don't know how much you got to see yesterday, Source. I had the Fiesta Bowl on at work. I was at work when TCU and Michigan was getting it in. But them folks put up some points yesterday. I mean, it really went down.
Yeah, I took a break. Well, TCU was up 21-9, and I went and did some stuff, dozed off for a minute, came back to the television, and it was 51-45, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Something I was like, hold on, bro. It was the second half when I left, right? I think it was the second half when I left when it was 21-9. What happened? So I missed a whole lot of good stuff.
Well, you just missed a nice comment. Michigan was trailing the majority of the game, and I'm sure when you came back and saw the score, like, hey, these people back in it, trailing a majority of the game, and they had their chances. There was a lot of questionable calls on both ends, I believe. I mean, I think Michigan got shafted towards the end, but whether it led to them winning the game, I don't know. They still had a ways to go, but I think they put themselves in some rough positions early to have to battle back. But let's make no mistake about it. Max Duggan and that offense at TCU are the real deal. That's probably my 3rd time seeing them this year. They've never failed to impress me, man. And they went out there and got it done in a shootout. And then Michigan's dropped 6 in a row as far as bowl games are concerned. Drops them to Harbaugh to 1-6 at Michigan and 2-7 overall in bowl games, dating back to his days at Stanford.
Kind of rough in the bowl games, but bowl games are weird. Not this particular one. This one is, but like everybody was legit and playing and all that good stuff. But bowl games have been weird over the last few years with players choosing not to play and all that. So I take it with a grain of salt. Outside of the way they looked yesterday. Excuse me.
So what's up, people? Don, what's up, bro? Happy New Year to you. Cuzzo, Jay, what up? Happy New Year. Gotta get up soon, cuz. Got to be some new beers in the new year, right? Now we can drink the same old stuff. It don't matter. You know how we do. But yeah, then we had to move on to the Peach Bowl. Do we say Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl or just say Peach Bowl?
That's
TV said Chick-fil-A. I didn't say Peach Bowl.
Too many words, bro.
It's too many. And we moved on and we saw Ohio State fall to Georgia in a game that looked like Ohio State was definitely going to win. And, much to the surprise of a lot of folks, not Jay Holler. I got Jay Holler would tell you that he knew all the time that his dogs was going to handle that business last night. But it was crazy. And I really felt for the kicker of Ohio State. Bro, missed the kick at the stroke of midnight. I said, there's no way this is going to happen. And I was sitting there maybe about 4 or 5 minutes before, and I was sitting there watching this drive. I said, wouldn't it be some mess if something happens here right at the stroke of midnight? Somebody catching the end zone, somebody makes a field goal, somebody misses a field goal. And I said it's like 4 or 5 minutes before it actually happened. And I'm sitting here, and all I saw was Happy New Year. And I saw the kick go to the left. It looked like one of the Madden joints when you ain't used to the new directional kick joint. That joint, you have a shot from the jump, man. But so think about being the kicker and having to live with this like the rest of your life. Like New Year's is not going to be your thing.
Well, I'm sure we've all heard my story, so I ain't gonna tell y'all my story from last game in high school again. Right. But it's funny because my father-in-law last night after the kick, after Happy New Year and all that stuff, he was like, man, I remember the last game of the season. I was at the free throw line. I've never heard the story before, but he told it 5 times last night. 5 times. 5 separate times. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, so that's tough. Um, but Ruggles, it was Ruggles, right? It's Ruggles, yeah. Because we were talking about Ruggles and hope he don't struggle as they were moving up the field, and they put the camera on him during the drive, early during the drive. I was like, he over there thinking, Lord, please score a touchdown. Do not put this on
You
me
know he was.
at this time. He's like, please score a touchdown. I know you ain't got much time, but get in the end zone, mess it up, do something. Then he get out there and trick it up. And you know, it's tough, man. It's tough for a young man to end his career. He's a senior, I believe. End his career like that.
Mm.
But on a much lesser scale, I feel your pain, Ruggles. I feel your pain.
Yeah, man. I felt most for C.J. Stroud though because bro was balling for Ohio State.
Right?
It was like, how could you not root for that cat? And I was like, man, he's gonna win these people the victory. Like he's making decent passes, he's taking off with his legs, he was feeling that pocket like you want a quarterback to feel. And it just felt like he was destined to lead his team down to winning. But I want to say this about Stetson Bennett though, because I saw across the page and outside of our page as well, a couple of people was like Bennett. Somebody said Bennett was trash and all this when he threw the early interception. That man threw for almost 400, and he was clutch when he needed to be. Right,
Yeah.
and that's what counts. No matter how you start off, whatever passes you throw, bad passes, overthrows, underthrows, whatever. When you are clutch when you need to be clutch, that speaks volumes. And he was clutch when he needed to be, in that second half, leading them back, and especially on the last drive, they gave him, to help him get the lead. So shout out to that young man. So he's back in the national championship game again.
Again, ready to run it back. Yeah. You can give a little bit of credit, blame, I guess, to the Ohio State secondary. I mean, things happen. Bro out here tripping, falling down. Like, I don't know. It's just terrible timing. It's hard to see. Terrible timing. Um, but it falls on somebody. So, got to take that L. And Georgia took advantage of the situation and got the dub.
So indeed. So a week from tomorrow, they will be playing the national championship, even though we still have more bowl games to be played. And it's always funny. Um, Even before we had the playoffs, there used to be a time when there would actually uh, be a bowl game or two left after the national championship. I remember I should be like, hey, people just won. Somebody playing next week? You know what I'm saying? So,
Why?
I mean, more football the better. I'm about sports. Period. I don't care what it is, as long as on. I know Thursday, like past Thursday night, bro. I was pretty much in heaven. We had Cowboys played, Florida State played, the Lady Vols played, and the
I
Knicks
didn't know.
played. The only
And
team that
the
lost was the Knicks. But
Knicks, yeah.
yeah, so no Jalen Brunson, no, and RJ out of the game a minute and 30 seconds into it. So they blew it in historic fashion. They balled out, and Luka did some things to him in that game, but
Listen,
he did a little something. But you know, yeah. So, but I love it when it's just tons of sports. Shoot, South Carolina, like what they were all. I had everything on in the house, man. That should be a probably eyes among. But yeah, I love it when it's lots of sports on. So I don't care. I wouldn't care if a college game came on 2 weeks after the national championship. I don't think it is. That's how we get down. Let's move to the NFL though. And when we get into this NFL thing, real quick, we're gonna talk about this right here. Your boy, your man's Derek Carr not only got benched, but the man say he going home for the rest of the season. No today, no next week. Supposedly he is at the crib. What you think about this news?
yeah, I hope it was a mutual. Well, it's got to be a mutual decision. Is it a mutual decision? Was it stated as a mutual decision?
I didn't see that. But even when we say a lot of times we've mutually agreed, is it really mutual?
Yeah, yeah, true,
No.
true, true. But usually they'll fake the funk and put it out there as such. But yeah, I mean, ain't nothing Carl gonna do with these people. It's over for the man in that uniform. He done. He gonna be moving on. It is what it is.
Moving
That
on.
team though, that's a weird team, dog. That's a weird squad.
No doubt. Wayne Robinson, happy new year to you. I appreciate you. Um, yeah, man, that's just crazy news. Because first, before all this happened, I don't know if you heard it or not, but there was some comments being made um, by a couple of players on the team actually talking about whether or not they really, they're already rethinking their careers or they want to be here past this season. Then this happens, right? And then you got to think about the Fresno homie. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Adams. Like, what are you thinking about? The man just came out. He's supporting his man. He's
Yep.
also said that he was the main reason he came there. And you just signed a 5-year, $140 million deal. So if the team, as being reported as of yesterday, just about every reputable media site, that they are going to look to entertain trading Carr. How you feel if you Adams, man?
So y'all better trade me too. It ain't got to be the same place. Just get me up out of here. I ain't staying for this foolishness. Is Lamar coming? Lamar not coming? Okay, let me out of here. I got to go.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother, man. My guy, Randy Dock, one of our Raiders fans in the group, and he brought up some good points. He said, "You look at, how much of this is really Carr. Like he's been through a slew of offensive coordinators. He's been through a slew of coaches. Like you think about it, Carr came in 2014, and he's
Mm-hmm.
gone through a Dennis Allen, Jack Del Rio, uh, Gruden. But before then, what's it get? Rich Bisaccia. I guess I'm saying that right. Now, I mess up everywhere I go, McDaniel.
Yeah.
Like, how much of this is on the car, man?
Carr is the new Jason Campbell. Everything changed every year. Every year something different.
You think
Can
you
I get
better
some
than Jason
consistency
Campbell?
around here? That's all I want.
Somebody's fresh start for Rush, fresh start for Carr. I saw somebody on social media, I think it was on Twitter actually, just go ahead and do the swap. I don't know how that would work
Russ
out.
for Carr.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work out, bro.
I mean, that ain't the same thing. But
Indeed.
this season, it pretty much is.
And JB, Brady to the Raiders next year. Look, y'all laughing, but I just saw something, what was it, last night of an interview he did this past week, and he's still talking like retiring is not on his mind.
Yeah, I saw something about like that too, and I saw the whole Gronk the the uh the window for Gronk to come back is not over.
Gronk and
But
Waller. Gronk and
I'm like,
Waller
what?
together, going two tight end set.
I'm like, we're going back. We're taking it back to. I don't even want to say the name Gronk and the late other tight end. Yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
yeah. I don't know, dog. Brady, don't you want to go do something else? Like, ain't nothing else you want to do. Ain't nothing else you want to do. I understand.
If those
Be like,
pictures
I'm
I
gonna
saw
keep.
was true about his new lady, I mean, I would be mad if he retired, but ain't none of my business though.
I mean, if he ain't retired for the whole family, I don't think he gonna retire for the new lady. But you never know.
She might be fine with it at this point. So you understand, Giselle had to put up for that for years. This
Yeah,
fresh and
true.
new. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully by the time she get tired of it, he just be ready to call it quits, man. When he's 53.
Right. Gronk, Waller, and Adams. That would be a
would
good
be
time for somebody.
would be nasty. And who in Raider Nation says no to that?
I mean, well, Cliff Jones says no.
You don't think Cliff like that joint?
My cousin Don Coley says no. He says
No.
no. Man, you know that's all they talk about is the play that made Tom Brady
Yeah.
not even a household name, just began
Winning
his
fixes a lot of
career.
stuff, though, man.
Hmm?
Winning fixes a lot of stuff. Or do you think this turns into one of these Laker LeBron situations where
That's
half a
that's what I
Laker
was gonna say.
nation, half a Laker nation, still, ain't feeling Bron, even
You know
you
that's
have
what
the man to get you a title.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Same thing. They like, nope, he ain't no real Raider, I guess.
Raider Nation, let us know. We got in the group that we know of. We got Cliff, we got Tim,
Tim
we got
Thunder, yeah.
we got Randy, we got Randy Dark, we got there's somebody else.
There's some more.
It's a ton, but those are the first four so people that come to mind
Right.
every time I think about it. I would like, how would it, and we way far away from this even happening if it was ever to happen, but I would really wonder how they would feel. What if Brady did come there and they won a Super Bowl? Like, what would the feelings be?
It'd probably be bittersweet. Because they still
You
be
think
losing to Brady. Be like, man, we can't even win one. We can't win one when he's on another team, and now we got to win one when he's on our team. We hate this guy. We hate this guy. And this is even worse, actually. This is worse than LeBron, because LeBron ain't do nothing to the Lakers. And Lakers fans just like, oh, they're trying to compare him to Kobe and all that type of stuff. But Brady actually had an effect on the Raiders franchise. LeBron ain't had no effect on the Lakers for real.
good point right here, Don. But you know what? That's why you keep Foster Moreau on that roster. Foster Moreau might be one of the better backup tight ends. Like we actually talk with you, if you can talk about a backup tight end that you know that if your guy goes out and your backup has a very good chance of touching the end zone a couple times over the span while he's out, Foster Moreau is the guy you want to have. Right. So that's why you keep all three of them. You have all three of them on the roster.
Oh, trio.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. So Raider Nation, stay tuned. We'll see who your quarterback going to be or what's going to happen in this here scenario with Carr. So somebody getting a new car. Somebody getting that joint, right? Let's see what else we got here. Let's go on and get into the week, man. We got some games to pick out here, and we got some things to discuss why we are picking these here football games, right?
Well, all right.
Yeah, so we're going to go and make this thing happen right here. Let me see where we want to start. You know what? Let's go and start right here. We got the Dolphins and the Patriots kicking it off today at 1 p.m. And this is a game, it's a lot on the line for both teams. Dolphins have fallen quite a bit here lately after being hot early in the season and after that hot start when Tua first came back. But now we know Tua's not playing. But both these teams are still scratching and trying to find a way to get into the postseason. Looks like your boy Teddy Two Gloves is going to be starting under Sun of the Day for Miami. So what you think about this game?
Man, this is going to be a toss-up game. I guess that's why we're discussing it for real. Because I have no real faith in Mac Jones and the Patriots. But if you look at Miami, they lost 4 in a row, right? They lost 4 in a row.
Indeed.
And no Tua. Add to that, no the quarterback that's been lighting it up for most of the season is out. Not that I don't have faith in Bridgewater. I think Bridgewater will be fine. But Belichick is coming with a plan for Bridgewater because it's not like Bridgewater is a quarterback that he hasn't seen for years. So it's a tough call. But the Patriots are at the crib against probably the best logic of actually looking at the squads. I'm going with the Patriots at the crib. I'm about to say it's December. It's January. It's January, and the Patriots at the crib. So I'm going with New England. 22-19.
It's a tough one, and Caesar said get the ball, get a rock to the running back. Caesar, you back yet? Hey, so I agree. I agree. I think we'll see on the Miami, and I think we'll see both of those backs get a lot of run, most of the Wilson. But I expect New England to do the same thing. I saw that Ramondre Stevenson and a couple of the running backs actually were questionable, but it's looking like they're both supposed to play in this game. So I see both of them. But running the football. But I do not think that it is a little bit of a drop off from Tua to Bridgewater, but Bridgewater is an experienced vet. I think he didn't have the strongest arm in the world, but you don't necessarily have to have the strongest arm when you're throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill, right? You make something out of nothing. Waddle's not just a deep guy. Waddle can do some of that short stuff. So, yeah, it's tough though. The Pats are making it hard on a lot of people though. It's the teams you think is going to walk all over them. Belichick just seems to know how to D teams up, right? Yep. But I'm still going to stick with the Dolphins. I think we get a nail bite on this one. Dolphins pull it out 21-20.
21-20.
That's what we're going with them.
Leaving this one off my parlay.
So you messing with it. Let's see what else we got. Okay, let's talk about your people. Yeah, the Saints and the Eagles. They going at it today. I know people saying, "Why?" I mean, come on, man. Why is it? The Eagles won 13 games. Saints got 6. What are we doing here? Right? What we're doing is talking about a Saints team that actually has played a lot of people real tough this year. Don't let them 6 wins fool you. There's been a couple of games that they could have won and should have won, but they've been playing pretty tough. And they've had weeks where they've actually looked pretty decent on offense when everybody's not injured. Now, speaking of injuries, I see Chris Olave is questionable today. But your boys coming back. Looks like they got something to prove, and a very, very, very capable Gardner Minshew behind center again. What you think about y'all's chances today?
All I know, Prime, is if we're going to do it, can we just do it this week? Let's get the dub this week and get this thing over with. Because I don't want to see Jalen Hurts on the field next week trying to win. I don't want to see him on the field at all next week. I want him to chill next week and the week after that. And that'll be three weeks, really 4 weeks off, trying to come back. 5 weeks, actually, total, trying to get back from injury. And give him a chance to be his normal self, as opposed to having that lingering injury, and then you go out there and get hit again, and it stays with you a little longer than it really should. So, in Gardner, we trust,
and you should.
Yeah, we saw what he can do, what he could do last week, and the weapons are all there. We can hold on to the ball and not turn that joint over 4 times, Might come out with a dub. And also, I was watching, as you said, you were watching the New Year's Eve joint. I was watching the New Year's Eve joint, and they were in New Orleans, one of the locations. Everybody was drunk.
Billy Porter was that, right?
Dog, did you see Don Lemon last night?
Miss Don Lemon. Missed him. What he had going on over there out in the what you call it? Was it the Big Easy down? Whatever. I didn't been there. I don't even know what they call it. But I did not see them yesterday. But what he had going on?
Bruh, Don Lemon was bent, boy. Don Lemon was bent. He was out there dancing. We thought he was about to catch a charge at one point in time. Listen, they had a dance group. They had a dance group that had just danced, and he was the host. He was in the middle of them, and he was like going to do a dance with them. He messed up the dance. Then there was a girl over here to the right that turned around, and she was backing up on his side, and he was like, "Oh, don't make me do it." He said, "Oh, don't make me do it." I was like, "Don, don't smack her booty. Please don't smack her booty, Don. Don't do it. This is your career. Don't do it."
Catch a charge.
Don was straight for about 1.5 seconds, and then it clicked in his brain. He was like, "First of all, I don't even like women. Second, yeah, I might want to relax. Yeah, it was hilarious. But anyway, the Saints are gonna be drunk, and the Eagles are gonna beat the brakes off them people. 40. I'm exaggerating, but we're going 40 because I can. 40-23. 2023.
Your boy Cliff said he called him Don Lemonade. You had some of that hard lemonade last night.
Don was wilding. His own family that was with him was looking at him crazy.
I don't know. I was about to ask you this question too. So we got a question in the chat saying that might be too. You don't think that's too much rest for Hurts? I don't know. Might hurt him when he comes back for the play. That is a tricky question because it's a. Now, if we were just talking, I had nothing to play for, and it was not necessarily the division, right? But I'm gonna be playing the first week. I might give it to you. But if you're talking about having to sit an additional week, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I mean, granted, I'm not saying I wouldn't take it, but you're looking at so you talking not playing last week, today, not playing next week, and then not playing the week after that.
I'm okay with all that. I
Okay.
don't care. I don't care what nobody's saying. I don't care about none of that. He ain't play. So I don't care. I don't need him to be uh out there with the injury and take that chance for no reason. He been playing
Right.
football for 24 years, however old he is.
Right.
I think he'll be okay. Saying that something gonna be on the line, it's the same work he been doing all season. Ain't nothing changed but the numbers on the range. We good.
No, I agree. I don't. Granted, I wouldn't say I wouldn't take it. I just would be concerned about
I'm not.
continuity. But I will say this about you guys. The one person on that team, everybody talking about Hurts, MVP, and that could be so. And in AJ Brown there again, but I'm telling you, the maturation of Smith, man, and the other receiver, right? We won't seeing. We saw some splashes last year, but he's been so consistent. He's been mad consistent. Like he is a problem. So if you were worried about him being one of those Heisman guys that, once they get in the pros and then we don't see anything,
Right.
man, year two, looking like he's scary.
Hey,
That's one scary little dude.
it's one thing to have an average receiver beside you. It's another to have AJ Brown beside you. So do work, young man. Do work.
Indeed, indeed. So you mentioned 40. I see y'all putting 40 on these people, man.
And
Woo!
I didn't drink heavy, but I feel like I did. So 40 on them.
Well,
OE.
I don't know. Like, what's funny, I don't know if you knew this. So Alvin Kamara has been funny this year. Kamara, we got to play Kamara. We got to scheme with Kamara. Do you understand that this dude he has 4 total touchdowns the entire season? But do you understand this? Did you know this? He got 3 of those total touchdowns in one game. Back in October, man. I think the game was against the Raiders, I believe it was. So, yeah. So he has 4, I think, with 3 rushing and 1 receiving, I believe. But yeah, he has 4 on the entire year. And so you think about it. He got those 3 back in October, right? If I'm not mistaken, he didn't score again until the last game. Here we are. We in January now, but that would have been in December.
Out here looking like Julio Jones in the backfield.
Julio scored last week, didn't he? Yeah, I think he did. But yeah, so you said 40. So I'm gonna give y'all that 40 for real. Oh man, 40-20. Eagles win, Minshew shine, and it's gonna be all love, love 40 and all that. I know some of y'all won't get the love 40 reference, but I have plenty of people. Y'all will get it. So low budget the whole 9, but yeah, I just watched it last night. Love 40. Let's move on to the next one. Next game we have today will be the Panthers and the Bucks battling for this division that nobody seems to really want, right? But so you got the Bucks coming in. Nobody's over 500. Bucks coming in at 7-8, 6-9 for the Panthers. But Steve Wilkes got the Panthers believing over there. These people went out there and did work last week to a tune of 320 yards on the ground last year, 570 in total offense. Dante Foreman, $165 last week. Chuba Hubbard, $125. Run the football, Carolina. The one thing for the Bucks, though, I hear that Vita Vea might play, so that'll give them a little bit of help there. But Man, if I'm Steve Wilkes, I'm not trying to do anything else but run the football until I figure out I can't do it today.
Told that rock. Told that rock. Yeah, they like I said last week. I thought I was gonna be upset about, or I was gonna be mad at the Detroit Lions for getting dragged or getting manhandled by Carolina, but Cleveland tricked it up, so it didn't even make a difference. But yeah, Carolina balled out last week. Still got a chance to win that division. But let's keep it a buck though, bro. Like you got to have, you got to like really, really feel some type of way about Tom Brady to not lean towards Tom Brady in a time like this. To win a division at the crib, Thomas Aloysius Engelberg Humperdinck when Jehoshaphat Brady, I haven't called him all his names in so many months. It's been a minute. But yeah, that guy still plays football. And as long as he's on the field in this type of situation, I don't even care who out there with him. I got to lean towards Senior Brady at a time like this.
Yeah, I saw something. What is it? They said the last time that Brady missed the playoffs, I think Sam Darnold was like 5. That's crazy, and that's crazy. Brady, you know, is this the last time that we're gonna see Tom Brady in a Tampa Bay home jersey?
Hmm.
I mean, is this gonna be the last time? Because they can't afford, they have no room for error at this point. These last 2 weeks, they're sitting there at 7-8. But I mean, this could go slide out the door in the next 2 weeks, and they just don't make the playoffs. It's kind of tough over there. I don't know, man. Brian Burns, shout out FSU, and that defense been pretty tough though when they needed to be. The one thing that concerns me though is J.C. Horn is out, so is Brady going to be able to get the receivers? I mean, somebody's going to be on a backup. But I just can't help but look at the way, think of the way that those guys ran the football last week. And granted, I understand it was Detroit's defense, but Detroit's played okay in some weeks. So I'm gonna stay with Steve Wilson and stay hot. And we're gonna have even more drama going into the last week. I'm gonna take the Panthers 23-16.
But so much drama in the Tampa Bay.
I'm gonna answer this question right here too. And first of all, let me shout out to everyone who's starting today, playing in the SBP league, non-SBP league, whatever. We've been in the fantasy playoffs. Some people for 2 weeks now, some for a week, whatever. But shout out to everybody that's going for it today. Disappointed in myself this year. I usually make a point to make, in all my respective leagues, at least 50% of the championship game, which I've done so well last 4 or 5 years. I'm only playing in 3 out of 8. I'm still alive in 3 out of 8 leagues that I got in this year. So y'all pray for me. But I'll be back at 50% or better next year. You can believe that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. What'd you say the score of this game was going to be? Did you say?
23-16.
23-16 Carolina.
All right, I believe this Matt Clark, I believe. Pick 2 to start. Fantasy question. Big money. We got Juju, Palmer, and Olave. That's tough because I just saw that Olave is going to play. All right, so he's playing against the Eagles, but it is the Eagles. Now, are we getting that normal lockdown Eagles defense? Or are we getting some of what we saw last week? And I'm not throwing a shot. I'm just telling you. I mean, it was yards to be had last week. I don't trust that the Eagles. I can't see the Eagles not fixing whatever the issue was last week. Olave is good for a big player but I understand. I know that whether he touches the end zone or not, Juju is going to get the targets. 10, 12 targets probably out of this game, no matter if McKinnon's in the end zone, Kelsey finally bounced back, whatever. Juju's going to get the target. So hopefully, I don't know if this is a points per reception, a PPR league, but I'm definitely playing Juju. Some people are going to think I'm crazy. You run into the issue with Palmer. Palmer, the issue is, first, he can ball, so that's not an issue. But when all of those receivers are healthy,
Exactly.
who's getting the rock?
Exactly.
Right?
Keenan Allen, we know that.
Yeah, Keenan Allen, you got Mike Williams back in effect. But Palmer's played well lately. It's a half-point PPR. So I'm taking Juju. That's to me. I don't care what nobody else tell you. I'm taking Juju just on that aspect alone because I know he gonna get the rock. Palmer, he got to share no receptions. Olave, the thing about Olave is they love Johnson at the tight end in the red zone. I believe he is playing again today. Their backs, Kamar, and them are gonna catch those passes out of the backfield. And Olave just has a tough matchup. But if you pull my leg, I probably still take Palmer though, because I probably still take Palmer. You know, he get 3 receptions, one of them might be a touchdown. That's an Olave can't do that, but I just kind of like his chances a little better than I like Olave. But don't come in my inbox if Olave scored 2 times a day. All right, brother. So I'm going Juju and Palmer. That's who I'm going today.
I'll take the same thing. And 24-17 Tampa Bay for me.
24-17.
Yeah.
So we right in the mix then. We right in the mix as different teams on that. All right, let's move on here. Who we got up next? Oh, okay, it's a good one. Right up the street. Browns and the Commanders. I was going to say Commandos, but I'm going to show y'all some respect. But my question would be, do y'all really want to make the playoffs? And the reason I asked that, they bring in Carson Wentz back. Carson Wentz is back playing quarterback for Washington today. And they need to win. They still in the thick of this playoff, right? You think that was the right move?
I think that Ron Rivera went with Carson Wentz at the beginning of the season, brought him in. And yeah, I think it's the right move for Ron Rivera. But no, man, Taylor Heineke, I mean, when you a backup, bro, you don't get no love. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter if everybody believe in you. All they see is the money spent on Wentz and the fact that Wentz is healthy. And he came in and did okay at the end last week. Excuse me. I'm with Heineke. I don't know what nobody say. Heineke's my guy because he's scrappy, So I'm with Heineke, man.
But yeah, I see some people.
I'm okay with them. I'm okay with Washington today, though. But go ahead.
Now, I don't understand that he hadn't played as well in the last couple of games, and there've been some turnovers there. But he's giving you a shot, So unless you've seen something in Wentz's time in practice since he's been back, or film study that y'all can help him correct, I just don't know. I just don't know. But you know what? That's not my problem.
You know what I do know? Deshaun Watson gonna have a long day.
Yeah, that pass rush is crazy.
He gonna have a long day. He already like to get out the pocket. He like to stand in the pocket until he got to get out the pocket. Nah, bro, ain't gonna be no standing today. Ain't gonna be no chilling. Ain't gonna be no waiting. Or you gonna be laying down 5-6 times. He gonna feel the fire today. Feel the fire.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Chubb and them haven't been getting it done on the ground as much lately. The passing game has been up and down. We're starting to see some flashes that maybe Watson is starting to feel it out just a little bit, and shaking some of the rust off. But whereas the pass rush is strong, I think that you can get to Washington a little bit on that back end. I didn't look at the injury report. I remember it was about a week or so ago. I don't know. Did they ever get St. Juice back? I actually like that kid. But it's interesting, what Amari Cooper are we going to see today? What Peoples-Jones are we going to see today? And Njoku. I just don't know. But the Browns, I think they can come after quarterback too. They might not be built man for man across that line like Washington is, but they got a couple of guys, and we already know one of them. We ain't got to name his name. You know what I'm saying? Big boy, big hands. MG, that's all I'm gonna say. He like to come at him too. So I just see something popping off in the fourth quarter in a pretty close game. Browns win it 23-20. But I see turnovers coming on both sides, bro. Big game for Brian Robinson, though, possibly. I don't think Gibson's out. I think Gibson's out.
Gibson is out. And
yeah, so you can run the ball on Cleveland. And that needs to be the formula. If they get back there and they want Wentz to cock that thing back 40 to 45 times, that would a problem gonna lie.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing all that. Prime said 23-20. I'm gonna say 20-23 because it's the year, you know. So I'm gonna take Washington. Prime got Cleveland, so we're gonna do it like that.
No doubt, no doubt. Next up, I put the Jets. Let me fix that real quick. The Jets.
No, I like that.
Yeah, I was still. Y'all gotta understand. I was probably still on the hen from last night.
Yeah, he was on that. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was putting this show together.
He was on that yak.
Yeah, when I was sipping that yak last night. So tall glass of it too. With crushed ice. We got the Jets and the Seahawks. So this is a movie called Geno's Revenge. So we're gonna see how it pan out. Is that an alternate ending? As we go the way we expect, we just don't know, man. But Geno, who started off pretty hot, they've stumbled a little bit lately. A lot of it's been due to injuries. They've had Walker in and out of the lineup. They've been having to live the last couple of weeks without Tyler Lockett. With that injury, I did see earlier today they say that Tyler Lockett may play today. How effective, we just don't know. But the Jets have turned back to Mike White, who's going to win a Super Bowl before most of your favorite quarterbacks. I'm just joking. I don't know about that for real. But, this is going to be a fun game, I think. So, what you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm glad to see Mike White back out there as he risked life and limb a couple weeks ago, risking it all to stay as the quarterback on the field for the Jets. Man, ribs got tore all up. But, you can't say he didn't fight it. Zachy, it's a wrap for Zachy. I don't know.
They claim today that they're not shopping him, that they expect him to be back, but his contract is guaranteed, so we'll see.
Back to do what?
Huh?
Back to do what?
That's what ownership said. I think this morning.
Well, prayers up for anybody who has to rock with that guy. But man, Mike White has been Taylor Heineke like in the team's response to him, it seems. Except he can sling that joint. There's a slight difference between the two. But Seattle's dealt with a lot of injuries in the past few weeks. And he started out so good. It was looking so promising for Geno on the season. Shout out to him. I mean, he's still in the mix, I guess. Most improved. Is that a thing? I don't even know. Not comeback player of the year, but most improved. I don't know. He gonna be in the mix for some awards though. Either way, Seattle's at the crib, 12 man, Jets traveling cross country. It's easier to go east to west than it is west to east. But I think that the Seattle mystique may weigh heavy on the Jets' mind today.
Yeah, man. And it just may do that. We were talking about it being the Jordan year, and the song "Like Mike" came into my mind. And I'm sitting there thinking, Zach want to be like Mike right now, probably Mike White, be the starting quarterback of this football team. But Mike White courageously coming back from week 14 injury against the Bills, man, when the ribs got popped a little bit, and the man went and tried to get 85 different second opinions.
Right.
To try to find a way that he can say anything and play. But they still got it all on the table, and both teams still have a lot to play for. Both sitting there at 7-8 and still in the mix. Some help is needed, but the Jets, I think, they played better when Mike White is he's slinging, and Garrett Wilson loves him. he tends to have big games. I think Cliff Jones and I agree. I think we were chatting and we're talking about the Jets ain't quite been the same offensively since Brees Hall went down.
Yeah.
But when Mike, at least when Mike White's in there, he gonna take some chances, and he throws a pretty good ball too when he's on. I see a lot of Zonovan today. I think they're gonna try to run the ball a lot, so he don't have to keep dropping back. And hey, I mean, Seattle doesn't really scare everybody defensively for 4 quarters of a game, right? So I think they got a real shot to actually win this one. It's about who gonna want it more. Jets definitely can't afford to lose any ground with only 2 weeks left in the season. But yeah, that's just where I'm gonna take them though, man. I'm gonna take the Jets in this one, man. And a good one. I think it's gonna be good. Something like I'm gonna say 25-23. And I just think it's just somebody's gonna make a play in the fourth quarter, man. I think Mike White's gonna be that guy.
I'm going with Gino and them peoples. Don't let me down, Gino. I really don't care one way or the other, but yeah, Seattle 28-23.
Yeah, I just think that not that Gino can't sling it or don't have those weapons. Like I say, especially if Lockett comes back,
Right.
we can't act like the Jets can't cover receivers either.
True. That pass defense is like number 5.
And the Jets nasty up front. So they get back to their winning ways though. Next up, let's do this thing right here. Big game. The Vikings and the Packers, and most of us left the Packers for dead weeks ago, and now you mean there's a chance? Yeah, there's a chance. Green Bay is actually in the mix during a host of scenarios. A lot of things can happen. They win today. What was I looking to say? If they win, the Packers win today, and Washington loses today. I think that's one of the scenarios that just pushed them right there in the mix. And there's a couple other things that can happen, but they got a lot to play for all of a sudden. So Aaron Rodgers was right when he made the comment a few weeks ago. As long as we're still in this thing, even if it's just mathematically, I feel like I need to be out there. And then they got a real shot going against a team that they had a little problem with early in the season.
Aaron Rodgers said, we're going to take it back a couple years. RELA.
Aaron need to go back probably 3 or 4. Now he was back-to-back MVP. He was back-to-back MVP. So, so maybe a couple of seasons is right. But, he's looking to try to ball out today.
Yeah, he said, relax, bro, relax. Y'all chill out. I got this. And it's crazy that it's come to fruition that these people are still in the mix. Even my daughter had given up on him, Kelsey, she was like, yeah. A few weeks back, she thought it was a wrap. Look at him now. No, and you know what? I don't care who it is. You don't want to really see Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. Like, that's not somebody. Well, except for San Francisco. But other than San Francisco, you don't really want to see Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs for real, because it's just not a good look. The same with Tom Brady and winning the division. Are we frozen? Am I frozen?
No, you didn't.
Oh, you're not frozen. Okay, man, you hit the super froze. That was crazy. I thought we was in freeze mode again. Yeah. So Green Bay's at the crib. Dog, listen. I normally hate when Rock talks about Minnesota Vikings. Ahmed Rahman in the group. I hate when he talks about his team, the Vikings, because he's either super positive or super negative. Ain't no in between. They either are great or they stink in his descriptions. But dog, I know people are trying to turn winning 11 one-score games in a season, something like that, into a positive thing. Ain't no way you're supposed to be in 11 one-score games, dog. 11 one-score games, and your record is what is that record? 11-3, 12-3, 12-3. Are they 12-3? Yeah, 12-3. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. It seems a little. I don't know. I don't take that. I don't take the positive from that. I don't take a positive from that.
We look at it differently.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what them people saying, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the cyborg. I'm gonna go with the cyborg. If he hasn't given up, I haven't given up, and we're glad to see a little bit of offense sparkle, especially from Watson and a few others in the last few weeks. So I'm going with the cyborg, man. It's gonna be a good game though. This might be a one-score game that they actually lose. Matter of fact, let's call it that. 30-24. 30-24 Green Bay.
Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see that happening. And you mentioned Watson. He's supposed to be testing that hip pregame.
Yeah.
That's why it's kind of hard for me to pick this thing because that's his new favorite. You know what I'm saying? That's his guy. The guy that was dropping all the passes in the preseason early game has been
First game.
yeah,
Bomb.
it has definitely been his guy. But back to what you were saying about the 11 and 0 in these one score games. I look at it differently. And we know they can get blasted. We've already seen it happen to them earlier this year. But to me, it's a testament.
Who they get blasted by, Prime? Who they get blasted by?
Some dudes with stars on their helmets.
Oh.
Well, yeah, beat the brakes off them. But anyway, I look at it like this, though. It kind of goes back to my prediction at the beginning of the year when I said that Kirk Cousins would finish top 5 in the MVP race. Now, that may or may not happen, but y'all ain't having it 12-3 either. You can say what you want. I don't care if you throw 5 picks today. You can say what you want, right?
That's true.
But remember when I made that comment, I said that the defense was trash. I said the defense wasn't that good when I made that comment, and I still don't think the defense is that good. Now, we've seen them have some very opportunistic plays. Patrick Peterson on some picks, Harrison Smith making some plays in the trenches. So I'm not, I love Hunter, but they're not the greatest defense in the world, but they have found a way to get it done. Thielen on a decline, finding a good third receiver in Osborne, who at some point is probably going to be a second receiver. And just what JJ has done, I'm continuing to champion Justin Jefferson. Somebody got to throw him the football, right? So I think it's something to be said about being able to win close games. How many times we see the stats for people, man, they lost. If you go back and look, they're going to miss the playoffs. And look at this. They lost 4 games this season by less than a touchdown. That's real. So I just think you're at least more prepared for these situations in certain games. So I think to me, being 11-0, and I wouldn't care if it was 9-2. I wouldn't care if it would have been 8-3. Just having that big of a margin in wins and one-score games, to me, it says a whole lot. And I think that offense, let's be real. Dalvin Cook ain't been on every week. They're taking what they're given. He's on. He might not be on. Jefferson's on. They might hold him to 2 catches, whatever. But I think there's a lot to be said to be able to win close games. I think this one's going to be close, I believe. And you could very well be right about being the 3-point, one-score game, whatever. I got 3-point game. I got the Vikings winning at 27-24. And I would also agree with you if I was 100% sure of Watson playing today, or even if he plays, that he's healthy enough, I might flip the winner and say that, you know what? Yeah, well, Vikings are going to take it their 4th loss of the season today. I'm going to go ahead and take Green Bay. I just don't know. In this one. But like I said, he's testing that injury pregame. Last time they played, though, my guy, don't y'all jump on because all y'all is Devontae Adams guys, which I respect and get it because I love him too. But my guy, JJ, lit him up for 184 yards and 2 TDs last time he touched the field against these people. So tell Jair to lace them cleats up and tighten that belt on them pants because it's going to be a long day.
I like it.
We got here. Next up in the mix, we're going to roll with a game that got flexed to the night game. So we're down to 2 games. Game that got flexed down to the night game. And another team that's not quite on the same plane with the Packers right now, but definitely looked dead a few weeks ago, actually still are in the playoff mix, and that would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I get it, them flexing his game down against a division rival and against a team who's been having to play without their star quarterback for quite some time now. We got the Steelers and the Ravens game on Sunday Night Football. Mike Tomlin leading the squad, never had a losing season as the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He need to go ahead and take both of these next 2 weeks to keep that streak going. But yeah, but 15 years of excellence as far as I'm concerned. But he got to really have his guys ready tonight.
Yeah, you saw the clip of Mike Tomlin talking to his team, walking through the line a couple weeks ago. Or maybe it was that last week.
Was the one he's talking about we grew up or something?
Yeah. I like
saw
that. I do like that. I like Mike Tomlin. Which, of course, shout out to him. He went to William and Mary, repping that VA to an extent. Have I asked you? Did I ask you about Tyler Huntley? How you felt about him?
Mm-mm. Well, you brought it up. Somebody made a comment. No, we weren't.
Yeah.
Was that Tyler? That was Tyler Huntley a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but how do you feel about him? How do you feel about him?
I like him. I'm just not ready to 100% so I can go put him somewhere else, and he is going to be that guy. I'm not really saying that he's not. I've seen things from Tyler Huntley be like, wow, we work with a few people here on, throwing it out, knowing when I should take off a little bit, when I should. He might be okay. But I'm not ready to say that, okay, he is definitely that guy. But I do like him. I do. If you would have asked me about backup quarterbacks, of course, we got to throw your guy in the mix, and we should have been in the mix. People seem to forget he started. People seem to forget that when you talk about Minshew, well, dude got paid. He got a little check. He started for us. We dude can play, right? When we started talking about backup quarterbacks, though, but after I get past Minshew, he's going to be in my top 3 or 4. I think he can play.
Well, it's going to be interesting. And if we think back far enough, we remember those black and blue games that Pittsburgh and Baltimore used to play on a regular basis. It was nothing but defense and smacking each other up and down the field. It was a good time, though, if you like defense at all. Even if you don't like defense, even if you like offense, you saw these two get on the field and you could enjoy a different style game than what you regularly might enjoy. The fact that Baltimore is still 10-5 is astounding. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy because they have tricked up games. They have lost their quarterback. They've had all kinds of issues, and yet they still sit at 10-5. And people still talk about Harbaugh's job on a regular basis. And I'm like,
they just don't like Harbaugh's in America, evidently.
It might be that. I don't know. Harbaugh might be an African American name. Anyway, this is gonna be a fun game. Not as fun as back in the day. Like I said, those defensive black and blue games that we used to see. But it should be interesting. If for no other reason than Baltimore, still being in that hunt. So I'm gonna lean towards Baltimore, and they're at the crib. I'll lean towards Baltimore, 19-16. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be an ugly game.
Yeah, it's funny. It's gonna be an ugly game all the way around. I don't know. Baltimore will need to commit to the run for sure. I think in this one, the Pittsburgh defense has actually been, as they've been getting healthy, been playing pretty darn good football these past few weeks. But I don't know. Still, it surprised me a little bit the way they fought last week in that game, and everything's telling me that the Ravens should win this game. But I'm picking the Steelers. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Steelers. Try to keep their hopes alive, and they need a whole lot. This is the crazy thing. So they can know their fate before they even play tonight.
Right.
They could know their fate before they even play tonight. So at the 1 p.m. game, if the Dolphins lose to the Pats, and at the 4 p.m. game, the Jets lose to the Seahawks, right? They feeling good. They still feeling real good because a lot of stuff that can happen next week. Because week 18, I believe, is the Dolphins and Jets play next week. And then they're sitting there fighting with the Pats. The Pats have a date with the Bills next week. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about they need teams to lose and they need to win out. But they could know before they even play tonight whether or not they still in the playoff. So very interesting. The NFL is hoping that they still in it come tonight.
Right.
They definitely. But yeah, I'm on road with the Steelers, and it's crazy. JB got 21-17, and that's the score I'm taking.
21-17. I respect it.
Indeed. What we got here? We down to one game, which is actually going to be a huge game, and it's a Monday night affair, of course. I wouldn't have been mad if it had been a Sunday night affair because this is how big. Like this is matter of fact, I kind of wish it was the Sunday night affair. But we got the Bills and the Bengals going at it. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, two of the best in today's game, and two of the best teams in the entire NFL. And I've been asking this question all week to just random people. And you may be surprised just how even, the voting, I should have put it in the group, and I still could. The voting is when you ask which one of these is the better team.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that legitimately think, if you say the Bills are the best team in the league, a lot of people, okay, bet. If you say the Bengals are the best team in the league, you might have some people that ride with that logic, but they might think they just might be just under the Bills. Man, there was tons of people telling me that the Bengals are the best team, when in the AFC at least.
Yeah, I think the expectation, even though Buffalo sits at 12-3, I think the expectation of Buffalo was and is the ceiling, regardless. It's the ceiling. This is it. This is the year. So even at 12-3, but with Cincinnati, injuries, I mean, shoot, outside of Burrow, everybody been out for real at some point in time.
They just lost Lyle Collins too.
And you still got that. I know, yeah, that's big on the line. And you still have that shakiness of the offensive line that isn't the best when it comes to pass protection. However, somehow Joe Burrow manages to make it happen anyway. These people sitting at 11-4. If you just said Cincinnati Bengals, a lot of people that don't watch games regularly, even though they were in the Super Bowl last year, are not going to be like, yeah, Cincinnati's at 11-4, because that's pretty solid when you think about what they've been through this year, and again coming off of a Super Bowl appearance. Cincinnati's at the crib. Buffalo has shown us. Buffalo, I have to say, Josh Allen has shown us, a tendency to turn the ball over in the red zone. Not the best look in a tough game, but for whatever reason, Cincinnati in big games against high-profile teams shows up every time. They show up every time. So I got Cincinnati showing up once again tomorrow night. It's gonna be fun though, man. It's gonna be a fun game regardless with these two quarterbacks. But even with the weapons, from running back to receiver, it's gonna be entertaining. First thought was 30-26. Feel like it might be a little high. That might be a little high. I'm gonna just stick with it since it was the first thought. 30-26 Cincinnati.
I got 30-27 Cincinnati. Yeah, I understand that there's going to be concerns, across that offensive line. They found a way to overcome a lot of things. Not saying that Burrow won't hit the dirt. One thing though about the Bengals, if you flip it, nobody really talk about their defense. They got Bates back there, one of the best DBs in today's game. Got paid like it. We got and they've been pretty good against the run. They've been really, really good against the run this year. And I know we're talking about, the Bills are not really a rushing team other outside of course, Josh Allen. Singletary ain't really scaring nobody. Cook is showing some flashes, but the thing is, I think they mix it up. They run a little contain on that too to try to keep an eye on Josh. keep a linebacker back there. But I think that's going to be the difference in this game. When it comes down to making key plays that have to be made in the run game, I think, I trust what they'll be able to do with since they'll be able to do with Mixon. I'm going to say AJ Dillon, Mixon more than Buffalo outside of Josh Allen. So yeah, Bengals come up big in this one, man. Then we'll be sitting here with two teams at 12-4, and OQ the drama going into next week,
and one at 13-3.
So it'll be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Yeah, 13-3. This is going to be interesting. So, yeah, 30-27, man. 30-27.
Man.
Man, well, that could be tonight.
Huh?
That could not be tonight.
Right. That would
Bills
be nice.
6 in a row. Bengals have won 7 in a row. Shoot, the Bills hadn't lost since they took that L 2 weeks in a row to the Jets and the Vikings, wasn't it? Yeah, Jets and the Vikings. It's been a minute. So, but it's all good. Usually I'll be waiting all day till Sunday night. I guess I'll be waiting a whole day till Monday night.
Yeah, I hear that. Should we go ahead and do a Monday night? That's a good one. Should we go ahead and do a Monday night contest?
I'm with it. Y'all want the Monday night contest? I knew y'all did. Yeah, hook it up.
Yeah.
We're doing a Monday night contest tomorrow.
So I'm take my winnings from today and then use that tomorrow.
It looks like the FanDuel was full. It's full.
Yeah, it's full. 16.
FanDuel is full. So shout out anybody listening to us for the first time. We do play FanDuel when we're right at the end of the football season, but we're going to continue through the playoffs and the whole 9 yards. But join the SBP, the Sports Bar Podcast group on Facebook. Sports talk is our thing, but hip hop, television, and movies are always in play. I got one other thing. You got anything else sports related?
Nope.
Nothing else sports related. Just found something interesting. And I don't know if you thought about this and you may have, but today is the first day of 2023, right?
1, 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir.
2023. So we into another year. And you know how much us and a lot of people in the SBP go hard and love hip hop.
Indeed.
This right here, bro. This right here.
Don't do that, Brian.
I don't know if you can see everything in there. I'm going to take this out.
I don't even need to see it.
Huh?
I don't even need to see it.
You already know. So anybody, I got to put it out there. It's up now. Hip hop albums turning 30 in 2023. It's just and there's some good stuff on there. So I'm not going through what's best and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do all that. But I'm looking at this list, man, and it is some fire on this list, man. And a couple of things come to know for me. So if you look, one, it's funny that we think about, nobody talks about, and I get it. Mobb Deep down in the corner, the juvenile hell joint.
Yeah.
We know they want the infamous and hell on earth, but I'm just saying that's the thing that even that's 30 years old. RP Guru, Jasmine Taz.
Dog, look at that top row alone. Just look at the top row alone.
That's MVP. That's Hall of Fame stuff on that top row, bro. That is beyond crazy. Enter the stage down there on the second row. I'm gonna tell you what's interesting for me, and then of course it'll make nobody's list, and I understand why, but because it's not gonna be in anybody's probably top 5. I think we had this conversation. You asked me about it before about Face,
yeah,
and about how many classic albums, whatever that he had, but. The world album, The World Is Yours, it's not as good as anything that we consider a classic.
Right.
But it's one of those albums, if you're a true Scarface fan, you go back and listen to it after a certain amount of years, and you just remember why you appreciate it so much. It's just Face being Face. Like, you got the hard face, the funny face, the goofy face. It's crazy. So I think it's an underrated album, but I'm not saying it should be a classic.
Yeah, I see so much good stuff in the mix, man. Stuff I didn't even see the Fat Joe joint until just now.
Yeah, can you
Got
believe Joe's first album came out?
you
You
got
gotta flow, Joe.
Ice Cube, Lethal Injection, man. This is
Naughty
crazy,
1993.
crazy to see. Jazzmatazz, wow.
This is all the chain at age. But yeah, I just thought that. Shout out to my bro. I think I saw him pop through early. I know he's probably about to hit work because the game's about to come on. But my bro from Verona, Corey Valentine. Um, every time I see that Lords of the Underground album, I think he and I were together when we were at we were walking downtown Richmond. We had parked the car. We were walking. I think we were on our way to the record store, and they had "Here Come the Lords" blaring out of the speakers down in Willie. He was like, "Yo!" He looked at me. He said, "Yo!" Walks straight in, and I'm going for the record set. And I remember him asking, "Who is that?" And dude to right here. And look, he already just gave us, he just went on and gave us the we about to tape, the CD, whatever it was. I think we say we bought it immediately. It won't like it's them. He just put it in our hand. So that was one of the things we walked out with, and immediately Corey didn't want to do nothing but ride around and hit every mall the rest of that day because we wanted to play this in the car. You know what I'm saying? He was taking his time, but anytime I hear Lords of the Underground and I see that album, I think about my man Corey because I never forget that day. Who is this? Yeah, and shout out to Diggable Planets too. I love Diggable Planets. Ladybug Mecca, all of them they stayed with it on social media. They still touring. I told you early in the year they had a tour, not a tour. They did a show on one of those paid online joints. I think I paid for like $10 or $12. Watched them go out there and rock out for probably close to about an hour and a half. It was worth it. I was sitting here, but they still got it, man. And I love that Reaching album.
Yo, I just did a Diggable Planets and Camp Low session. Just
Oh,
going back and forth between the two. People like, yo, I did not know. I did not remember. Yeah. They had a lot of joints.
let's see. Y'all have a good day and eat your black eyed peas and stewed tomatoes. That used to be the routine. Shoot over the moms. I don't think I did actually eaten black eyed peas and stewed tomatoes for New Year's at least. It's been a few years.
I've never
Not that I
eaten
don't
either
love
in
them.
my
I just haven't
life.
done it. I'm with it. What you say?
I've never eaten either in my life.
You never ate black eyed peas?
Mm-mm.
Come on, man.
Not once.
Hey, man. Black eyed peas is love, especially if you put some little seasoning in them joints.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna
You
let
can
you
let me have it. I'm with it. I just ain't done it in a few years, but and so it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to put that if that was interesting, man. You got a new platform, so you tell the people what you're doing now, as far as your hip hop and everything.
Well, TikTok, for whatever reason, TikTok is weird to certain content creators. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I don't know why. But my lives, even though I don't even argue with people, not cursing, just talking or playing music, and they suspend my lives regularly. Regularly.
Yeah, he had some issues with it. I think Source and I tried to do a versus battle. Um, and I don't know, we might have gotten in like a couple of rounds or whatever, and then they suspended the live then.
Yeah, we still got to get back to that joint once I get my live back up. I'm supposed to have it back on the 4th, but I'll probably be suspended again on the 5th. So who knows? But I have taken my love of music to Twitch. So I'm trying Twitch out. You know, I mean, they let you rock. I don't know what when issues come about for them. It has nothing to do with music though. Like even on TikTok, it had nothing to do with the music. It has to do with like either people reporting your live saying that you're doing something, which mine are suspended for hateful behavior, which is
Yeah.
like nuts. But yeah, on Twitch, Source, _of_course. And yeah, whenever I jump on there, I'm playing music. I've only been on there for 2 days. Well, today's the third day. Will I pop on today? I don't know, but yeah. So if you're on Twitch, please follow the channel. Just trying to get things started. I think I'm up to a whopping 16 followers. Don't even know how to get to the other people, but we're gonna figure it out. Uh, if TikTok keeps tripping like it has been.
No doubt, no doubt. Y'all go follow my man. You know, I'm gonna be over there. So when I can. So we're gonna do that. And then yeah, you and I gotta get back to that versus battle too.
Yeah,
Once we figure this whole thing out. Um, and that is all I got. You got anything else for the people?
I believe that's it, man. Happy New Year. Be great in 2023. Prosper. Uh, be your best. Show love to your loved ones. Let the people you know that you love, let them know you love them, all that good stuff. Hang out with the people you want to be with. Don't feel forced to do anything that you don't want to do. This is a time
Preach.
and place in life where if you don't want to go somewhere, you ain't got to make up an excuse. You can just be like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't feel like going. I'm not going. And don't go. You don't have to please anybody. Take care of your family and make sure your mental health, your uh, lifestyle, your life is what you want it to be. As much as you can control it, control it. Other than that, be what is it? Be what and prosper? I don't even know. See, I don't watch Star. What is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's all love though.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I'll just end by saying, first of all, appreciate y'all rocking with us. And I see some of the questions coming up on fantasy. I understand a lot of people still playing. Next year, I'm saying a year ahead of time. Next year, anybody, and we got some people that go hard. If you want to come on camera, whatever, I'm looking for somebody to come on. We can probably go live maybe once a week or whatever, the whole 9 yards, and we can do. It ain't gotta be nothing long. We can do 30 minutes. We can do an hour, but we're gonna do a fantasy football show. Start, sits, whatever. We're gonna do that. All right. And I might even be able to talk sourcing to doing a fan dude show. I got to work on him. He ain't gonna play regular fantasy, but we might can give him do a daily fantasy show next week. So next year. So anybody that may be into that, let us know. We'd be happy to have you on, and whatever. And we would do it that way. But that'll be fun. If everything is the way it is now, I have a lot more time to get that stuff done. So, but other than that, man, we appreciate you guys so much. Want y'all all to have a happy and a prosperous new year. And if you got a hangover, go ahead and drink another beer. Try to smooth that thing out or whatever you was drinking last night. And don't tell nobody I told you to do it. But if you do, you just do it.
Do it.
And until next time, we about here. SBP in 23.
Yes, sir.